Have you ever done everything right and somehow everything went wrong? Well, here behind me, we got a truck, made a few videos on. It's a 24 F-150. We've done some really fun performance upgrades. Which is something, as a mechanic, you know, you do the same thing day in, day out, and it kind of gets boring. So doing stuff like this, customized stuff, you know, we done a Whipple on this truck, built the trans, and that's kind of where this conversation is leading. But this kind of stuff is what sounds to be in your head fun. But I will tell you that sometimes what's in your head doesn't actually play out in reality. So with this truck, we done, like I said, a laundry list of things. I had multiple of my fold-out tables full of parts for this thing. We built the trans. We put a Stage 2 Suncoast kit in this thing, and we paired that with a 3400 stall Circle D converter. We finished up with everything on this truck, went and drove it. It was doing some very, very wild stuff. We were slipping 5th and 6th a lot, and we were actually, when we'd come back, especially after the vehicle was hot, we'd put it in reverse, and the vehicle would actually go forward. So we kind of identified that we had a problem with the E-clutch. So we pulled it back out, air tested the piss out of this thing, could not find anything wrong. The only thing we could find was that it was a little bit low on the clearance specs that the clutch pack was supposed to be. Now, when you buy a Suncoast kit like that, the E-drum, it comes, it's a machined drum because they stack a extra clutch on that clutch pack, and they have it all put together. You know, you grab it, clunk, clunk, clunk. You know, a lot of people would check it, but me personally, I mean, it's already assembled. We're probably going to put it in. So we didn't check it originally, but we checked it when it come out, and our clearances was a little bit tighter than what we would have liked. You know, we're talking about like 7/8 thousandths tighter than what we'd like, not like it's locked up or something. It still feels like it should have applied and released. And we also found that the E-clutches had actually gotten a little bit warm. We had some hot spots on them, so we called up Suncoast, and Suncoast actually sent us an entire new E-clutch drum, fully assembled clutches, everything we needed. We stuck that in it, put it back in the truck. You can kind of guess, same exact thing. So we pulled it back out a second time, took it apart, went all the way through it again. Couldn't really find anything other than maybe a few clutch clearances that were still in the specs, but they were maybe at the top or the bottom of the range. So we adjusted those out, got them middle of the pack, put it back in, same thing. So at this point, we were kind of scratching our heads. We didn't really know what to do. So in my experience with transmissions, anytime you have a problem that's consistent that you cannot figure out when you've taken it apart multiple times, it's generally a valve body problem. Even if you tore the valve body down, it might be something that you can't exactly see. So we put another valve body in it, truck done the same exact thing afterwards, shifted like crap, reverse issue. So we pulled it back out a third time. And we pulled it back out on this third time, and we really took our time again, went through this thing. We spent multiple hours in there with this thing on the table trying to figure out, like, what could we have done? Because the Suncoast kit, we didn't even put seals in this thing. You know, the truck had 9,000 miles on it. We put the extra capacity clutches and the upgraded GPZs where they belong. There was really nothing else we should have had to do to this transmission to get it work correctly. So on this third time, you probably guessed it, we found absolutely squat. So we stacked it back up, put it back in the vehicle, guessed it, same exact thing. So what do we do now? You know, I'm really scratching my head, and I just kept going back. Original thing we did. So the truck came in. Obviously, it was shifting good when it got here. 9,000 mile truck. It was shifting perfect. We pulled it out, and the only two things we replaced was the Suncoast clutch kit. We installed that. And then the only other thing besides that was the 3400 stall converter. Now, on this truck here in particular, we were running the Whipple tuning, which doesn't really account for the stall change. But I can tell you from my previous experience, I've installed stalls in a lot of vehicles. Put one in a 24 Mustang just the other day. Car's riding around every day. No problem. Shifts awesome. So not only that, I mean, when I'm really pondering deep down in my head, what in the absolute hell, how could a torque converter make this thing slip in 5th and 6th gear? How could it do that? And then also, we're also having some random weird problems here and there intermittently with other shifts, and we still consistently had the reverse that would go forward at times, and we had the hard engagement into drive. I mean, this thing was just, we built a lot of these transmissions. You know, this is something I pride myself at being very good at. And whenever I have one like this that I just can't figure out, it really, really irks me. I've lost a lot of sleep over this truck. So I just said to hell with it. You know, we've already pulled this thing out 3 times. Let's pull it out a 4th time. And this time we're not going to tear it down. We're going to swap back to the stock converter. So we put the stock converter back in it. We actually reloaded the tuning in the truck just to rule that out as a possibility as well. And we cleared all the tables, you know, all the stuff we've been doing every time it had been in and out. And guess what? truck shifts great. At this point, I'm still honestly scratching my head because I really don't understand how a torque converter could have been making it have slippage issues. This was 100%. We would see like 700 to 800 RPM flare on 5th and 6th gear almost every time, especially when we got the trans temp up over 200 degrees. It would be pretty much there every single time. So I don't know, guys. I think that this might be something on this new of a truck that we just have not experienced before. You know, something that we should have accounted for with some tuning, which tuning just dropped on these things a few weeks ago. So still kind of a minefield. You know, everybody's playing through it, trying not to hit a mine and tear something up on one of these brand new vehicles. As time goes on, I'm definitely going to try to keep you guys updated because whenever you have this much experience with rebuilding these transmissions, I mean, we have done, I'm telling you, we got to be getting close to over 100 between the two of us. And me and him's been working together for quite a while now. You know, you don't really usually have things that throw you for a loop. You know, we've seen most of the common problems, common issues that we expect to see with these transmissions, and this one was a new one on it. So as time goes on, we're definitely going to try to tune this truck, try to account for the stall, maybe turn some of the bull crap off that's in the tuning on this 10-speed transmission. Maybe then we'll be able to convert back to the Circle D converter. That's what I'd really like to do because we didn't spend a bunch of money on this 3400 stall Circle D converter. We would definitely want it in this truck. It helps this truck a lot, especially when we want to go fast. So we will keep you guys updated. If any of you guys out there have any, if y'all have any input on this, I would really be interested to hear it down in the comments because, like I said, I'm really puzzled on this truck. I've never seen a torque converter ever cause this crazy of a problems as what I did with this truck. But truck's finally fixed. We're gonna give it back to the customer, see if he can break it over the next few months, and we will definitely be tuning back in to show you guys what updates we make to try to get this thing to shift correctly with that converter.